Murdock is a ranger who controls the battlefield of Agora with the help of his ultimate and specializes in keeping his enemies away. Hi, this is Vortex, and today we're taking a look at the execution. Let's start by taking a look at his abilities. So, his ranged basic attack is called Plasma Bolt. Move along. Deals energy damage and displaces all enemies in range. Buckshot fires a blast in a cone that deals energy damage and shreds energy armor. Static Trap. Place a trap that deals damage and applies a 50% max movement speed slow for 2 seconds to the first hero that walks up. And its ultimate, Long Arm of the Law. Unlimited range blast that can be shot through anything, ignores energy armor, and deals damage. Okay, so now let's take a look at my deck called Surrender or Be Destroyed. My prime card of choice is the Archmagus, obviously, as it is the only one that increases the energy damage. The first few card points are going to be spent on a health potion, a cast token, and a health token. But I also added a second health token in the deck, just in case I might need it. As you know, rangers are extremely squishy, especially in the early game. The first equipment card I'm going to use is Staff of Adamant, which gives us some resistance and damage, both are much needed. And we're going to upgrade it with 2 casts and 1 health. Next up, we're going to discard the cast token and the health token, and instead we're going to equip the Madstone Gem. In this one we're going to put 2 casts and 1 kinetic. Now, while Murdock hits really hard, his attack speed is relatively small compared to the other rangers, so my build is definitely addressing that. Next up is a Whirling Wand. This time we're going to put 2 major casts and 1 major kinetic. Again, attack speed and damage. Next up, another Whirling Wand, which we're going to upgrade in the exact same way, although in here I put a Brutal Kinetic, but it has the same effect as a Major Kinetic, so that's not a problem. The next equipment is going to be Meltdown. This not only gives us some energy damage, but also some much needed energy penetration. This, combined with Murdock's abilities, makes armor absolutely useless. Next up, we're going to discard the health potion and put a Brand of the Iron Eater instead. This not only gives us some crit chance, but also lifesteal. While lifesteal isn't what it used to be, it is still an important tool in your arsenal. So we've got Concentrated Drain, Major Wound, and Greater Drain. But please keep in mind, you can't upgrade both Meltdown and Brand of the Iron Eater, as there are a maximum of 60 card points per match. As for the situational items I use, I have a Rift Magus Scepter and a Magus' Ward. Although Sage's Ward would be much better, but unfortunately I don't have it, so this will have to do. Okay, that was my deck, guys. Now let's take a look at some gameplay tips and tricks. The first ability that I unlock is Static Trap. I place my traps in such a way that whenever an enemy tries to gank me, he is forced to step into them. Whenever they detonate, the traps not only deal damage, but also trigger a very specific sound cue, letting you know that a gank is on its way. I usually place the traps in groups of 3. This way, they are absolutely unavoidable.
Okay, triangle, bitch.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Another common use for the mines is to put them in front of you as you are trying to escape, in the hopes that the chaser will step right into them and get slowed. The second ability that I unlock is usually Buckshot. This ability helps with dealing with minions early game, when your basic attack doesn't do that much against them.
Next up is obviously Move Along. This ability can help put some distance between you and those that threaten you. Another great use is to put enemies in unfavorable positions, so that you or a teammate can take him down.
Finally, we have his ultimate, Long Arm of the Law. This ability is best used against stationary targets, for example those that have been stunned or are retreating back to base. That is not to say that this ability can't be used against moving targets. In early game, try not to take unnecessary risks. Murdock doesn't have that much health, and faced with a fighter, he might have problems. In team fights, try to keep a safe distance, as good players usually target rangers. That's about it for today, guys. I'm currently working on a several guide, which will be coming out in just a few days. Also in the pipeline is a guide for cards and everything related to them, CP, harvesters, and more. After that, I'll have a guide for Steel, the one hero who seems to be in absolutely every single poster advertising this game. Also, in about a week from recording this video, we'll be taking a look at the as of yet unannounced 21st hero. This was Vortex, signing off.